Good evening. Coming up on tonight's show.
Isn't that the kind of thing I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, I'm feeding you lines.
Yeah. We'll also have a bit of this.
I think us Poncy Southerners should have the lot. You can keep your, saying thank you to the bus driver, and you can shove it up your arse. A little sprinkling of this. And what's the name of the charity? Push It Down, lads.
Push It Down, Die Younger. That is the name of the charity.
Welcome to... Well, that went well.
That went well. Yes, this is the very first ever episode of Well, That Went Well, the show that comes on a Friday, and we just mop up the debris of the week.
Yeah, the detritus, the shit, the piss, the sick,
all of
that.
it. We just
wipe it up,
mop it up,
mop
and we
it
don't
up,
moan about it.
Squeeze the mop out.
You are Tom Walker, a.k.a. Jonathan Pye.
I thought we'd sort of agreed that we were dropping the a.k.a.
We did,
JP.
but could we go with, could we call you Tomathan Pie Walker?
Well, I like the Pie Walker.
I thought, yeah.
If
you are already a fan of, and I know that a lot of you will be fans of it, you just call him Tomathan Pie Walker.
Tomathan Pie Walker.
Just to annoy him.
No, this is a bit new for me because I quite like the distance between Jonathan Pie and Tom Walker. And most people know I'm Jonathan Pie, but the only reason I decided that I wanted to do this is that I'm not Jonathan Pie, which means I have to do zero research before every episode.
Oh yeah, I mean it's been very labour intensive for me, but that's okay because you've got the YouTube followers. This is
there's a quid pro quo. That's what you call it, isn't it? Yeah, we're both getting something out of this.
I mean, also the good thing about this is we are, we should really stress this as well. We are so
total political opposites.
Oh, do you know Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell?
Bit like that.
A little bit, even slightly more different than that, even though that's not that different.
I think 10 years ago we would have been considered, you vote Tory and I don't. That 10 years ago.
Well, we did. That's literally how we met.
Yeah, exactly.
We're doing that thing of podcast people explaining something that we both know for the benefit. But yeah, it was a newspaper article, and it was like meeting across the echo chamber. And I remember thinking, he's all right. And then I was thinking, this is what's going to happen now. People are going to realise that all that conflict, what we really need to do is speak to people we disagree with.
Just
and it went the opposite, didn't it? No one wants to speak to it.
Whereas now we're just sort of two centrist dads about an inch away from the same fence, just on the other side.
See the size of that cigarette paper that you can get between our beliefs. I mean, we need people to sign up and subscribe to this as well.
Please hit the subscribe button, please.
Yeah,
I had no idea how important it was till we launched this channel.
And we thought we'd earn straight away, and it turns out you've got to get...
Without subscribers, we're paying to do this.
This is a loss-making exercise today, and it could be for the whole 5 weeks that we're doing this.
It's just one big ego trip. We've got our own podcast that nobody listens to that costs us huge amounts of money.
Tax write-off, that's okay. But, if people are watching this as a premiere, as it's going out now, 10 p.m. on Fridays, just comment. And we are up for feedback. Well,
it depends if it's like... Are we allowed to say...
I don't know. Producer Will's in there. He's saying no for the algo.
Okay. Yeah. Can you beep it out? So we've had this discussion.
Yeah, so we can't say that. We can't say that word. But just don't. And also, if you're going to say something hurtful, this is what trolls don't realise. If they just go, "You're not funny," you go, "Well, I know that not everybody finds me funny, but equally, I do."
You're not funny is quite.
It's also like put the apostrophe in the right place. That's mainly.
Talking of which. Can I just say what's really annoying me?
What is
that this should have a comma.
Yes.
Well, that went well. And it's been really annoying me and it's going to bug me. And now the audience are just not going to be able to get away from that.
I think it should stay like that for that reason.
Just because it's really annoying me. There's a grammatical error just to the right of my ear.
I think every week we should do one of those really common grammatical mistakes, like having less instead of fewer and your instead of you are.
And the there but the wrong there.
Yeah. Every week.
Every week.
Can we do that, Will? I think we can do that.
Tonight's grammatical error is...
It's like Sesame Street. It's brought to you by the apostrophe in the wrong fucking place. Yeah.
I like it.
All right, so people kind of sign up and feedback is welcome, but the problem is they say that we've been on stages, people do laugh at our jokes. That sounds desperate as I say it. What you should do is be really specific about what you hate about us, and then if we can...
Don't just say you're a twat. I want to know why I'm a twat.
Yeah, I see sadness. Mine is I've got sad eyes. I've always thought that.
I've just got baggy eyes.
You got baggy.
Again, if you're going to point out my baggy eyes, offer a solution, perhaps.
or just make it hurtful enough that it always stays with us.
Or if it's so hurtful that it does make you laugh. I once got a tweet where it was like, why don't you go touch some grass that is covered in feminist piss, or something along those lines. I thought it was a really good one.
It's funny. One of the very first episode of MASH Report went out, and there was all these lefty blokes going like, "You fucking Tory bootlicker, you fascist," this, and it really just is water off a duck's back. But there was one woman that said, "Well, he seemed to enjoy it," and I was just, It was like you know, like sex. Where right at the end you go, how was that? She's like, well, killed a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about like politics. Of course, we've got to talk about. People are like, it'd be weird if we didn't. And we want to talk about politics.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit of showbiz, films, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, entertainment. The week. We're just going to chop up the week. Like we said, we've already done this.
There's a week. Mop the week.
Mop the week.
Yeah, we should have called it that. So it's a half-assed monologue. It's our first format thing, and basically what it is you know, like
format thing.
It's called the half-assed monologue because I'm doing it sitting down. Just read the jokes off my laptop. Or literally on the way here, I just wrote first thought jokes, and you'll go, oh really, first thought jokes?
Yeah.
You'll see why, and you're my only audience. So it's not like one of these shows where there's like a giddy audience pissing themselves at literally everything. You're my only audience, so this
might not go well. In when you watch a stand-up thing on Netflix and you're on your own, you can think it's amazing and brilliant and really good, but you're lucky if 3 times throughout it you get So this is not going to. Whereas an audience, they encourage each other to laugh. So this could be dire.
This could be awkward, but it's about feedback and it's about jeopardy, whether or not the joke works, language choices. It's all that stuff. So should we get into it?
Yeah, let's introduce you again. Welcome for our inaugural half-assed monologue.
Okay. Earlier this week, Andy Burnham launched his political vision, calling it Manchesterism. It's like communism, except instead of comrades, you get loads of spice zombies who touch themselves in public places.
Spice zombies.
Yeah.
Do you
know about them?
I do, but I had to do some mental acrobatics to get that image quicker. You could have gone with crack addicts or something. And it would have been...
all right, try this one. There's been speculation about who will be Andy Burnham's Chancellor. It needs to be somebody prudent with a firm understanding of economics and fiscal restraint, which rules out any left-wing person, alive or dead. There you go. That was deliberately to wind you up, that one. Yeah.
You were on the MASH report, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
This is all beginning to make sense now. Yeah.
What?
Okay, no, it's fine.
What? No, you have to elaborate on that.
It was sort of, I don't know. No, I just...
It had the rhythm of an establishment topical gag.
Yeah, but what it wasn't was... Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Carry on.
But I quite
this is brutal. You look really hurt then when I brought up the MASH report. I'm really sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, we TV studio, 400 people, a cupboard. But, it's going well. But I quite liked getting...
That was funny.
Yeah, see? Do you know once when my dad first come and see me do comedy, I was on, and then Ian Stone, who's an excellent live comic, he was on after me, and my dad went, now he's funny.
Awful.
Yeah, it's like the woman that trolled me. It was like
exactly the same stuff, yeah.
All right, let's try this one.
Okay.
Today, because I've got this one in literally from today to show that we record it on the day. Today, Prime Minister-elect Andy Burnham took questions from Reddit users. One asked him, how could you betray such a good Prime Minister and make him sit on the political cuck chair? And that was from Sir Steer Karma. Come on, it's all right though.
No. It's good. Should I tell you what I heard Prime Minister-elect, and I couldn't get beyond that because I was like,
what do we call him?
Technically, that's not. I mean, literally nobody.
But what do we call him though? What elect just means that he's the next one, right?
No. Yeah, but no, just elect's the wrong word. But that's all. So actually, I didn't really hear the rest of the joke, but it sounded rhythmically.
Now you're actually sparing my feelings, which is actually worse.
Okay. All right, this one I'll be brutal.
Okay, this one. All right, Supergirl premiered this week to low box office returns. The film is about a young woman in her 20s with a unique power. She can go at least 4 minutes without claiming she's bi or taking a selfie.
Yeah, I know where you're heading with that, and it's quite good. And with
It's
a
not
little,
bad, is it?
No. There's sort of a slight wokey dig, but it's not like it's not just like you fucking trannies. It's not nothing like that. It's
about specifically irritating traits of women in their early 20s.
I missed what the target was. In which case, that was fairly misogynistic.
No, not misogynistic. Misogynistic would be against all women. I'm picking out women in their early 20s.
You just hate women in their early 20s.
I don't hate them. It's just there's certain like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so funny how they're always calling blokes narcissists. And you see, what percentage of selfies are taken by men?
That's a reasonable point. That's a reasonable point.
Sacred cow slayed. This is, I will say
that's what we could have called the podcast. Sacred cow slayed. I like
just
that.
Reading these out for the first time, it is actually quite nerve-wracking. Harry Kane was delighted with his brace of goals, and after the match, he told waiting reporters, see, that's the most childish one out of all of them. That's literally...
No, but
now all of your...
But to tell you what, it was short, it was concise, my mind didn't wander, it was quick, it was to the point, and there was an impression at the end of it.
The problem is I was taking your feedback very seriously, and then you just laughed at what was essentially playground bullying from the 80s.
Yeah, but I'm a child of the 80s, and so actually those sort of words regarding... there was a shop called the Something Society, right?
Yes.
You probably can't even say that word anymore, right? Probably not, even in the context of not making a joke about it.
Even in the
but that was
context of
ubiquitous, and that was part of my childhood, so when I hear that word, instead of feeling horror, I sort of feel nostalgia more than
got a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling for 1980s hateful bullying.
Yeah. And when Monster Munch were bigger and things like that, it just sort of... It's evocative.
Are you suddenly become Peter Kay? I did not expect this. Who remembers Monster Munch, Remember when wagon wheels were as big as fucking tyres?
How many more of these jokes have we got?
That is it. That's it. Oh, nice one. That is the first ever half-assed monologue. And if you've got any feedback as well, keep it to yourself. You're not a professional.
I think that's a nice little chunk, that. I think we should...
It's very distinctive, isn't it, for the format? Yeah.
Very good.
So, we're going to talk politics. What do we call this bit? Like, without sort of treading on toes of existing media property?
The newspaper vendors.
I mean, that's so clearly the newsagent, so you can't say that. The newspaper vendors. You've done so little work in hiding it there.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Well, something similar then. The periodical shop.
The media guys.
Yeah, the media guys. No, it's not media. It's more political correctness. No.
Everything else is politics? Because the rest is
politics.
Everything else is politics.
Most things are politics.
Most things are political.
Most things are political.
Let's just rename it every week.
All right.
Okay.
So this week on Most Things Are Politics
is we're going to have a burning political question of the week, right? And you can answer this in the comments as well.
Yeah.
It's really serious analysis. This. What the fuck is Manchesterism?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it? I don't know. I mean, when I think of Manchester, I think it's sort of like doing pills down.
I mean, that's actually welcome.
Maybe that is Manchesterism.
Yeah,
maybe that is.
A lot of bigotry went down in the 90s after that. So if he's saying that the way we deal with online hate is to all sort of drop a couple of gallons and then go to a day rave. This is my question, Tom, though, is right. All right, like I am currently standing back. I'm not just going to shit on him yet fully.
Yeah.
Right. But why make it about one region? If you're saying, right, it is weird. Wait, we want to bring everyone with us. Why make it about one place? Like, loads of people hate Manchester.
It's really weird because I suppose he's not Prime Minister yet, so he is just MP for
Prime Minister-elect, some are saying.
Prime Minister-elect, Makerfield. So it does seem to me like all he's talking about is Makerfield. And you go, actually, for as an MP's job, that's really good.
Yeah.
But I just, the North-South divide, all of that, it's like back on the agenda, levelling up. And you're like, I live in London, like, if I could afford a studio flat for under £500,000, I'd happily level up.
Yes.
But do you know what I mean? Until that point, I think us Ponzi Southerners should have the lot, and you can keep your saying thank you to the bus driver, and you can shove it up your arse, frankly.
Look, I'm totally with you on that, because if he's going to give it all this, like, I'm wearing a T-shirt, and I know a lot of people in London won't understand. People in London don't go work in T-shirts. Yeah. It's part of the problem, is that everyone goes to work in T-shirt. They don't even go to work. They work from home because it's woke nonsense.
What I think is really interesting about this whole Burnham thing and Keir Starmer leaving, and I don't know if you agree with me on that, it's like how unseismic it feels.
Yeah.
Whereas Boris leaving or Truss leaving or Cameron leaving was slightly different because obviously that was the morning after
And he didn't give a
referendum.
shit.
He didn't give a
Clearly,
shit.
just whistled his way back into the
Yeah,
I miss
and
him.
trust, the whole trust thing, and even Sunak in the rain, and then this just feels like for a day it was sort of exciting, and now we've just sort of gone, yeah, whatever. And what's weird about that is how it's sort of a demonstration of how little trust there is in politics generally, that people are just like, whatever.
Well, it's like
whatever.
It's like Supermans, or like they change quite often. There's a period where we had quite a few Spider-Mans. Maybe we have settled on one now. Maybe Andy Burnham is going to be the sort of what's his name, Tom Holland of politics.
It would be nice, even if you can't stand Burnham, if we just had something for 4 or 5 years, just that would be good. I'm hoping
it'd be terrible for this format. I'm just throwing that out.
What if it's just exactly the same?
We need the country to be fucked.
Oh yeah, imagine if he's successful.
Literally, the title of this show is on the presumption that everything's gone badly for the previous 7 days.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be ironic.
Yes.
It could be like Andy Burnham's first 6 months. Do you know what? That went well.
Yeah, you're right, but there's not many jokes in going, that was good.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah, 3 cheers for the PM.
Talking of sort of jokes from a point of view, I think when Keir Starmer came in as a satirist, obviously on the left, who kind of obviously my character and I voted Labour in a kind of, not because I really, really wanted Labour. It was like, let's get rid of these bastards, right? Let's get rid of the Tories. Let's have a change. Maybe we'll get some adults in the room. Get some
different bastards.
Yeah, well, to be fair, and that is, we joke, but the difference between that set of bastards for 14 years and this set of bastards is I voted for this lot of bastards. and from a sort of quite from a character point of view and from a satirical point of view, when Keir Starmer came in, I didn't really know where I kind of was for about the first year. It's like I can't really attack them too much because I did vote for them and I'll just get all this shit. So it was a bit of a weird adjustment, right? Yeah. From Pye's point of view and from my point of view, because he didn't have the teeth of 14 years of these Tory bastards. 14 years. 14. Instead, it was just a not very good Labour government. What's quite interesting about Burnham coming in is I can now again say, I didn't vote for this.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
a
it
good
sort
point,
of actually gives me a little bit more leeway when he fucks up, which let's hope it's a bit more than 3 days before he makes an announcement about old people, which completely fucks their political capital in about 3 days.
It's coming. At least when he fucks up, it'll be done with charisma. That was part of the problem with Starmer.
That's the only problem with Starmer is no charisma. Yeah. No, honestly, no charisma and a complete inability at politics.
But also that moral haughtiness of Starmer used to boil my
But I think that's part of the politics thing. Yeah. He didn't know, just because he thought he was right, he thought that was enough, right? And actually, politics is a game you have to play. It is a presentation thing. And I think even if Andy Burnham is a facsimile of which I don't think he will be, but if he's a facsimile of Keir Starmer from a policy point of view, the difference in him being able to communicate with the public that's an enormous improvement.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's a massive advantage. I do think it's going to be interesting with topical comedy because when Starmer came in, everyone's like, well, what's going to happen? We all know the lefties, they'll never attack Labour, but they hated Starmer too because they didn't think he was left-wing enough. The thing that I'm interested to see with Burnham is he's one of your own, and he's got the glasses, the T-shirts, he likes indie bands. It's going to be, he'll do like loads of left-wing stuff. He's talking about price controls. It's going to be, like that period where Jeremy Corbyn went on the last leg dressed as a pimp. That actually happened.
Jeremy Corbyn doing sort of anything public facing. I think he was less charismatic than Keir Starmer, Jeremy Corbyn. And when Corbyn came in, I was quite excited. Imagine having a left-wing person in charge of a left-wing party. Imagine that.
It will never last. Whereas Burnham, he's tweeting a lot. I've noticed that.
And these sort of incessant selfie videos about
I've just got back from London, which I actually like.
I did him in Manchester. I can't do a Liverpudlian accent. Is it all right for the rest of the series if I do an impression of him? I sort of just do it a bit general northern.
Because he is a Scouser, but he's from St Helens, so he's got that sort of rural Scousing, and it's kind of like, and it's a bit from the back of the throat. And Andy Burnham as well, his intonation doesn't always fully connect. Jerky sort of, because he's trying to keep you interested. Yeah. But like all the stuff I watched a video of his the other day, and today actually, and he was like, just got back from London, which I actually like. And he was doing an Alan Partridge. Can I surprise you?
Yeah.
I actually like London. So I do think he's got a genuine potential to be a bit David Brent, to be a bit Partridge.
Oh, if he gets it wrong, him sort of playing bass in his local pub, could be really fucking cringe and cheese.
What, during a sovereign debt crisis?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
With Andy Burnham and the Wailers just doing
you can solve anything with folk music and a pint and some packet of mini cheddars.
Just one final thing on this is how weird is it that Starmer is still the PM? Like, it's so strange. Are people like, on that last week ever that you were at school, you consider, like, what if I just booted the head teacher up the arse? Like, what would actually happen? Do you think there's some of that where they're just coming in to the office going wanker and then just running off down the corridor?
It wouldn't surprise me. I do feel, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, imagine the position. I wonder whether Keir Starmer actually, and there's probably an element of this, is like when he decided to do it, and he cried. I think genuinely was emotional.
Pathetic.
Outside number 10, pathetic.
It was a bit.
Maybe not. But
men crying in public is always. And tennis players and politicians, they cry too much. Tennis players are always like, I really wanted to win this title. Like, just save it, push it down, die younger.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that goes
the healthy thing to do. It's the healthy
prevailing
thing to do.
men's mental health. I'm actually the patron, not patron. I'm actually ambassador for men's mental health charity. So that's
And what's the name of the charity? Push it down, lads.
Push it down, die younger. That is the name of the charity. All right, second burning political question of the week. Again, with serious analysis. Is Nigel Farage knackered? And I say this because, and I don't know if we can drop in a little clip of it, he did an interview with LBC. So he's obviously being pushed, rightly so, I think, about the £5 million thing. And like old Nigel would have been going, blah, 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 like whatever the viewers of this think about him, like he's good in interviews, he could dominate things. And he just didn't deal with it very well. He was saying, I could buy 5 Ferraris if I want. I'm like, do you want to write a headline? Old 5 Ferraris Farage?
Yeah.
I mean, that's mental to have said that.
I think in his head, he comes across as being that sort of almost suave. I think in his head he thinks he's like, hey, I don't give a shit, I could buy 5 Ferraris if I want. But actually what it sounds like is like a belligerent 14-year-old go, fuck you, dad. I'm not doing anything. And it's what's interesting about these sort of right wings, they always used to have a go at people like me for how sensitive and snowflakey us left wingers were. But you ask him a straight question about a £5 million bung, all right, fine, a gift, and he takes it so personally. But in answer to your question, I think he might be fucked.
No, he's knackered. And I think it is true to say that it might not be illegal at all. But in fairness to Starmer, neither were the glasses, right? No. And neither were any of those freebies. It's just, it's a story because people give a shit. It's a story because it's a story.
But also someone has paid him £5 million.
Yeah.
And all right, he wasn't an MP at the time, but he was the leader of a political party at the time. I think it's reasonable to ask questions, particularly if the guy's given him £5 million and said, I don't want anything in return. Well, then you go, then what do you want in return? That's
like,
worse
if
than...
specifically got, I need you to change one law, £5 million. This is a lot worse. I often thought about Starmer as well with the freebies, is like the worst thing about that was the paucity of ambition.
Yes.
Like, if you're going to do it, just go all in. You know what I mean? A Tory would have gone £1 million.
Well, it's like that SNP dude. Yeah. It's like, if you're going to embezzle millions of pounds, a coffee maker.
Yeah.
Come on, mate.
It was just like the generation game of embezzling, wasn't it? You just naming shit.
I want a diamond butt plug. I don't know why that image came into my head, but if you've got that exclusive,
I mean, is that just came from the bowels of your imagination?
I was holding something crystally in my head, and
it wouldn't work as a butt plug. It's the worst.
No. It's an ornament. It's not usable.
I mean, this really
in my
exists
mind.
In your mind.
Can I just say about Nigel Farage? Because also the only other reason that I'm doing this is to plug my live show that's coming up. But I would love to see Nigel Farage get completely screwed and go out of mainstream politics. But if it happens before November the 30th, which is the last date on my tour, that screws the second half of my show.
So you are pro Farage.
I would prefer he stayed on, even if it does down the line send us into sort of a nouveau fascist state, just so that I don't have to rewrite my fucking script.
Do you know what I think is always interesting about you lefties is that all the time is you're all going like these Tories. Do you remember even under Theresa May, they were calling Tories fascist? People like Amber Rudd was a fascist. They just waste the word time and time again. The truth is if Farage did go like the next person, do you think they're going to be less right wing given the Rupert Lowe thing. I'm not talking about your situation. I'm talking about people that would enjoy him going potentially.
Yeah, I do think if he does go, then Rupert Lowe is suddenly playing. And also, I mean, that's the thing that Farage does look rattled about, is he's getting it from all sides, right?
Yeah.
He's getting it from left-wingers and actually sort of centrist people, because I think he is pretty extreme. But he's also getting it from the right. He's being flanked by Rupert Lowe, who is out for fucking blood because he fucking hates him. I don't think Rupert Lowe wants to be Prime Minister or be particularly successful. I just think he wants to kill Nigel Farage. So Nigel Farage might be
metaphorically, you know what it's about. I have to say metaphorically, because the speaker the other day, when Kemi said about Starmer being stabbed in the back, no, we can't say that.
It's clearly a metaphor.
It's a metaphor, Lindsay, for fuck's sake. So this is a middle of the show bit.
Is this another hit the subscribe button bit?
Yeah, basically. Hit the subscribe button if you want more of this. Or if you think, wow, this is embarrassing for them, but we want it to carry on, then just hit the subscribe button for that.
If you're enjoying our embarrassment.
Share it. Share it to people you think might like it. Share it to people you think it might irritate.
And hit subscribe.
Do you want to introduce the showbiz bit? Have you got anything up your sleeve for this?
Yeah, we've got to have a. Is it showbiz or sort of entertainment? Isn't it?
Movies, film,
whatever we've seen. It could be a TV show, right?
Could be a TV show. It's not this week, though.
It's everything's entertaining, isn't it? No, that's bad, isn't it? That is bad, particularly if you misplace the question mark.
Well, I suppose if we're just nicking stuff from the Rest Is family, it would be because their show is The Rest Is Entertainment.
The Rest Is Entertainment.
The other stuff is showbiz.
Everything else is showbiz.
Everything else. Let's go with that.
Everything else is showbiz. Have we got a sting for that?
Yeah.
Everything else is showbiz.
That was the way you said that was so showbiz.
Thank you very much.
We're going to talk about Supergirl. I mean, and let's be honest, there's a lot of traffic on that on YouTube, and I'm not just doing it. We're not. Can I just say, right? So I've seen the film. Okay, yeah. I've seen the film. I know you're interested in its fate. It is bombing at the box office. I did not want it to fail. Like, there's a lot of people on the right that have just made their whole personalities is wanting anything with women or left-wing stuff to fail. That is, I went to see it hoping it would be good. Now, a big question about this film, Supergirl, is who's it for, right? Is it young women, I guess, right? Because the idea seems to be, what if Charlie XCX could fly? That is really the kind of messy fucking... And in the showing I was at, 60% of the audience were young females. Unfortunately, there was only 5 people in.
Wow.
So that was 3 people.
Wow.
And then me and a guy who was so clearly a virgin. I know that's bad to say, but like he wanking? He's never been near anything. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the one thing that a lot pissed me off about this film, I love Superman, I loved all the DC stuff. In the beginning, she's got a hangover, and this is a thing in American films. Why do they always wear sunglasses when they've got a hangover? Yeah.
Awful, yeah.
And and they were on like wonky, and the whole film has got this oddly scuzzy undertone to it. It's like, because she's a messy bitch, right? It's she's Supergirl. Just make her be fucking super.
Is it? I haven't seen it, but it's part of the franchise that was launched last year with the last year's Superman. Right?
I enjoyed that.
Did you see that? Well, what I will say is, I really didn't like. I love Superman as a superhero. I hated the Henry Cavill ones. I thought he was the least charismatic. It's
a bit sterile to me.
Just so uncharismatic, and it just looked awful. And I really enjoyed. I enjoyed every minute of the last Superman, but it is
even the weird proton river,
batshit crazy.
Yeah,
it's mental. I thought I was tripping at certain points, but what I would say is, like, the opening. I can't remember what exactly happens in the opening bit, but
where he loses a fight.
Yes,
and then Crypto comes.
But within 2 or 3 minutes, I went, at least you've laid your cards down. What this is, it's fun, it's stupid, it's not to be taken seriously. And the guy playing Superman was really charismatic. He was. Terrible name for someone playing
really weird surname.
Sweat.
Corn Sweat.
It's like a toe, hard toe sweating.
Yeah. Or it sounds like a kind of sweat. You know, like Joey Tribbiani got the meat sweats.
Yeah.
It's a vegan version
corn
of
sweats.
that. Oh. Getting the old corn sweats. I mean, he rocks up in this. But honestly, the first 3... So that film, you're right, it sets out the whole reboot of the franchise, right? First 3 minutes of this, a young woman with a hangover just sort of swearing. Now, there's been some focus on her appearance, which I think is out of order, like talking about people's face. Like, she's great. She wouldn't be in TV and film. She wasn't a great looking person. The thing is, she's really small, right? And I know that the whole point is she's got superpowers, so that shouldn't matter. But Superman has to be big. He has to be a big bloke. Yeah. Supergirl probably has to be quite athletic in the same way that Gal Gadot was a good Wonder Woman. I don't think we would accept a short king Superman, would we?
Well, but you're talking to someone who is short.
That's why I said short king. I was giving it a bit.
I thought that whole opinion was offensive, frankly.
I mean, I'm 5'9", so it's not like
Do you remember the original Supergirl?
Helen...
Can't remember, but
I love that film.
I mean, it is pretty shit, but what I really... I wish it was good, because it was like Peter Cook's first foray into Hollywood.
And he was an alcoholic, wasn't he?
Yeah, and... I wanted it to work for him. Retrospect. I mean, I don't know if it was out when I was alive.
He was good in it. Yeah,
he's really good in it. Shall I tell you my favourite Superman film? This is controversial. Superman Returns. I love that film.
Brandon
Roth. I think it's a great film.
Worst Lois Lane.
And it's
she's not great. But
I guarantee. Shall I tell you what I love about Superman or most superheroes is not when they're fighting a monster or something like that, is when they save people.
Yes.
That's the best bit of any superhero movie. And there is a scene in Superman Returns where he saves a jumbo jet falling from the sky. I think it's one of the greatest set pieces ever.
It's not without merit as a film. I mean, it has quite a good sort of story in it. The subplot of this story, right? One, she's saving her dog. That happened in the film last film. So this dog, just fucking leave it.
The dog was the best bit in the last Superman.
And it's the best thing in this as well. And then there's a girl whose family were killed. But then there's also, and this is what makes it interesting, because obviously they're trying to do the feminist thing a little bit. There's a sort of sex trafficking theme. Now, I kind of go. If I'm in like the superhero world, I want it to be Lex Luthor who's invented some mad shit that could destroy the Eastern Seaboard, mega mine. Yeah. Just not.
You don't want him opening a brothel.
You go
That's not.
You go, this is real stuff that is an issue. There was a sort of Epstein's Island thing. I go, do you know what? I kind of get that in the news. There was a lack of super in the whole thing. Yeah. It wasn't very super. Yeah. She was too short. I'm sorry.
Too short. What is this problem with short?
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman was a very athletic specimen.
We can all tell what Geoff's type is, can't we? He wants to be dominated by some Amazonian.
I like strong women.
Whereas for me, because I'm petite, I would prefer someone to be petiter than me. Petiter, even more petite. So I think I'd fancy Supergirl. Personally,
there you go. Well, there you go.
How old is she?
She's had 14. So you would
Supergirl as well.
In that film, you'd be the villain now. Just a little subplot is that there are other films that have struggled this summer. Like, should have been big films. Mandalorian and Grogu. It wasn't terrible box office, but it didn't do what they thought.
Also, the fact that a Star Wars film, doesn't really touch the sides. It's
was it a Star Wars film?
Well, it's part of that. It is a Star Wars film, obviously, because it's part of that franchise.
But
right?
it didn't have it didn't have the opening crawl.
By that virtue of that, the Rogue One does not have a rolling title, but that's definitely a Star Wars film and one of the greatest Star Wars films of all time.
This is going to be difficult because I probably never agree with anyone more on anything.
What that is
Rogue One. Never a bad idea to rewatch Rogue One.
It is a fantastic Star Wars. I think it's the best. I really do.
Masters of the Universe. I quite like that, but it was kind of one for the dads, really, when it should have been pitching the kids. Toy Story 5. I sort of loved it, and I sort of wanted it to fail. Why would that be?
Because I tell you why. Because we're angry at Toy Story because it used to be a perfect trilogy. It was and the third film was fantastic, a perfect ending, and Toy Story 4. You go, all right, it's enjoyable. But I didn't need it, and therefore Toy Story 5 we kind of want to hate it because you go, fuck off, why didn't you just leave it at 3?
I mean,
fuck off, Woody.
Fuck
off, Woody. Toy Story 7.
What you don't want it to get to is, the bit in Toy Story 3 where they're going towards the fire. What you don't want to now think is watching it back, to keep going, just melt them down.
I think that is one of the greatest for a cartoon to actually give you jeopardy, that scene where that's happening, I remember thinking, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. I remember my heart racing, and you go, it's a fucking cartoon. It's a fantastic
and there was also
film.
like 40 minutes left of the film, so I was sort of thinking, well, it's going to be a weird, like
a really
very
long
dark
funeral in real time for all the toys.
Yeah, just like with the one that did make it out with PTSD going. I just saw his eye melt down
Barbie's
the side
hand.
of his. So the end of the show, trying to make good on the format, is called.
We're at the end of the show, sort of
with
already.
The final segment, so we're not at a goodbyes bit.
This is all right, isn't it?
I think so. Is it all right?
I mean, no one's watching this first episode, so
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it.
Normally,
which is a good job because we are paying for it and making no money out of it. We could have just gone to the pub, Geoff, and it would have been cheaper.
What,
together?
Yeah, you know, there's couples massage.
I've got a little bit of blood in thinking about that.
Semi-chub. Those weird couples massage, that's a weird thing, isn't it? Where you're both sort of... It's halfway to a threesome, isn't it?
I went on holiday, and me and my girlfriend had a massage at the same time in the same tent. And it's fine because your eyes closed and whatever. Yeah. And then at the end, they grabbed our hands and they put our hands together, lying there like that. And it was just like, should we get the fuck out of here? I need a cocktail. You've ruined my massage by making me want to vomit.
That is weird. Well, this last bit of the show is called Well, That Went Well. It's where we...
Also, is this section... Well, that went well. Is this section with a comma?
That went well. So you can have a comment for this. So we're looking at a big theme of the week, whether it's personal, disasters in our personal lives, or just how we feel about something. Bowel movements, or something that's been staring us in the face. And this week,
bowel movements.
Yeah,
you gotta.
God, did I open up earlier? Like
the Eye of Sauron.
Oh God, it's exhilarating, isn't it? It's really weird because you can talk about what a relief it is to have a big piss, but if you come back from the toilet having had a massive shit, it's not the done thing to talk about.
There is something, and I think it's every once. I can't believe we're going down this route, but it's probably once every couple of weeks when you do a shit, and even 15, 20 minutes later you go, I feel fucking great. When it stays with you,
isn't it?
You know what I mean? You're just like, today is a good day.
You can't tell anybody. Really weird. That's why instead of couples massages...
This is why I keep Dear Diary.
Absolutely shat out my left lung earlier. We are...
Oh, top satire, Geoff.
This can't be a clip, can it? This can't... we're going to talk about sport. One of the things we should do is we are...
Can we not keep talking about
shit? Well, this is a genuine wedge issue between us because I love all sport and you're not really... you would watch, I don't know, a French film or something?
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather watch I'd say it's actually a reasonable comparison. When I hear lads talk about football, and I go, well, it's an interest of yours, that's fine. But when they're at another table, and 2.5 hours later, they're talking, well, but in 1974, he was definitely offside. And you go, you haven't spoken about anything that matters, right? Apart from a hobby that you enjoy.
I would suggest...
Whereas I could sit and talk about the films of Stanley Kubrick for 2.5 hours and not ask you how you're doing. So,
We did talk about the Supergirl from the 80s earlier, and I think we could have done 2 hours on that personally.
It is the best bit of the show as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. We both wanted to go further. We could
me admitting I'd bang Supergirl. That was a low point.
It really was.
Sorry about that.
But sport this week is... I'm wondering what it's been like for you because of how much... Because it's just fucking everywhere, isn't it? It's just sport. I just wonder how you've coped with all the sport this week because it's just everywhere. There's no escape.
I tell you what, I like having Wimbledon on. I don't put it on my own television. I'm not insane. But there's something about Wimbledon happening that you go, it's the summer. It's the fucking summer. So there's something nice about
tennis
that.
on be insane, by the way.
Because
you like knowing that there's a tennis
and actually, I think tennis is a really good sport because you can switch in halfway through.
Yeah.
You know exactly what the score is. I know that sounds ridiculous, but you know exactly where the match is. When it comes to football, there are a couple of pluses. Also, I watched the second half of the other day, sat on my own, and when Kane scored a goal, I was like, come on! It is possible for me to do that, and I hope we do well, and the better we do, the more interested I'll be. But watching any other football match, I would find really, really fairly boring. I call it soccer ball. I deliberately call it soccer ball.
You'd fit in the US.
Just so that people know I don't really it's not really my thing.
Well, this is what's interesting. Maybe this can be part of this, is that we navigate sport together. I would say with tennis, I'm with you. I think it's the most aesthetically pleasing sport. It's the sexiest sport, tennis, isn't it? I mean, it just... Man, I'm not distinguishing...
Are you just trying to balance my I'd bang Supergirl with something a bit pervy?
I kept it gender neutral.
I see, okay.
Because I'm not mad. But but tennis, it's quite sexy. What I will say about this, most irritating fans, because you just know that outside of these 2 weeks, they don't really know who's who when they're there. They'll have heard of Djokovic, Federer, a couple of others. They just don't know. And what bugs me is the celebrities sitting there just waiting to be in shot. Like, that's the whole reason they're there. And just walking past Eddie Redmayne in the background, trying to just get...
And it's all the posh Eddie Redmayne. It's for people that went to fucking Eton and then have a film career. I wonder why. Assholes.
But they're not even wasted.
No.
Like, you go to tennis, you
get
smashed.
That's the thing with cricket. I've only seen one cricket match, but it's all day, and it is fairly soporific. Soporific? You know what I mean? Soporific.
Soccerific.
Soccerific.
That's
lovely stuff. That would be what we call the sports section, soccerific. But the point is, you sort of spend the day getting pissed, don't you?
Yeah, that's what people miss about cricket. It's perceived to be posh, but actually outside of London, it's quite a rum day out.
Rum day out.
I've never said rum. I've never used that as a...
Ever?
Yeah.
I've never used that either.
I thought, where was that word? Just sitting in my brain waiting for today. But the tennis, do they just sort of like, are they texting their agent, you reckon, going, have I been on yet? Because I need to go. Because it is a high status thing, isn't it? If you're videoed in the crowd watching a thing, you're a big deal.
Also, what you want is it when they cut to, like, I don't know, William and Catherine. So they're, and there's the princess of whatever the fuck they're called, and here's the blah blah blah, he's the future king. You want to be two above, not looking at them and sort of having a chat with Benedict Cumberbatch. That's what you want. You want 3 or 4 seconds. Yeah. All the posh wankers.
Something weird happened in this country in the 2010s. Because I remember like Blur, Park Life, and then it was all about us, wasn't it? And then suddenly it went super posh after the royal wedding. The whole 2010s, everything became posh, and then suddenly people are at the tennis. They're not even drunk. Speaking of people not being drunk, the England fans at the World Cup, I mean, one of the consequences of this World Cup being in the US is it's very expensive. And what it means is that all the football fans there are like...
can afford to go.
Yeah. And so there's been no crowd trouble. There's been, I don't want to see lots of it, but at some point in a market square, I want to see somebody throwing white plastic furniture.
I tell you what it is if I was a professional football hooligan, but I also quite like football, and I'd got tickets to go watch England, and you'd think, I might do a bit of hooliganing tonight. I fancy a bit of hooliganing.
Yeah.
And then you remember that the police here can shoot you in the fucking face.
There is that,
as opposed to, like, just sit there with a shield, go, just let them tire themselves out, lads.
Excuse me. Yeah, the classic British arrest these days.
Yeah.
Listen, mate.
Can't do that.
Not being funny, mate. Not being funny. I think a moment that people are smashing shit up, you can stop saying mate.
Yeah.
Call me right wing.
Yeah. The minute they're holding a petrol bomb like that, you don't have to be... Excuse me, sir.
We've all had a bit to drink. There was nothing... there was no crowd trouble in Russia either, or in Qatar. So, but also...
Qatar would be too hot.
Then there's no freedom of speech.
Chop your hands off there,
maybe like crowd
Probably
trouble.
Get rid of that.
Stick it in.
Okay.
What is that, a really old-fashioned view in the middle?
Chop their fucking hands off,
isn't that the kind of thing I'm supposed to say?
Yeah, I'm feeding you lines.
Yeah, exactly. Chop the fucking hands off over there. Do you know what I mean? You still say bang, and that's what we should be doing here.
Oh, basically, this episode has proved that I am a racist paedophile.
Yeah, and that you want Farage to stay in his job.
Yeah, just for 6 months.
Yeah, just for 6 months. Well, that went well.
Well, that actually went well. That was all right. I mean, what do you think? Did that go well?
I thought it went better than all right, but then when you said all right, now I'm going...
No, all right's good. All right's good.
But I mean, I thought it was well. I was like, well, that went well.
No, that went well. That went well.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it always says people mean things when they go up an octave. That went well.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week.
We will. Every Friday in July.
10
p.m. new episode.
Please, can you hit the subscribe button? Because, like we've just said, we're not making any money until enough of you subscribe. If you want to see us bankrupt, don't subscribe. But if you've enjoyed the show, please subscribe, and then you'll see all the other shows. And even if you haven't enjoyed the show, but you go, I'm going to give this one more chance next week. please hit the subscribe button. Don't know why I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
You've already subscribed.
I have subscribed.
So have I.
Yeah.
We've got 3 subscribers now.
Yeah, but let's get it there quickly. And we're doing this as a 5-week run. But obviously, if it makes a shitload of money, we'll just do it all the time. I mean, that's how
Well,
podcasts
it's also not
work.
that. I mean, basically, we've been in podcast commissioning hell for 2 or 3 months, and we just about 3 weeks ago went, should we just do it ourselves? And that's been really nice to go, fuck it, let's do it.
It has, but the worst thing will be is if it does bomb, and then all the people that knocked us back would just be proved right.
Yeah, we're hoping it's the other way around so that we can go, look at what a success we made.
That's the only reason I'm doing this.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you next Friday.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.